Good evening and welcome to this week's What the Fork Monarchs preview show as we look ahead to the massive match for the Monarchs on Friday night as they take on the Redcar Bears in the playoff quarter-final first leg. Joined this evening by Mike Hunter as Graham's still away. It's great to have you here again, Mike, and a huge match to look ahead to.
It certainly is. We've just raced Redcar in the Cup semi-final, of course, and they beat us with a little bit to spare. I think we can see ways in which our side can improve, and perhaps the guests that Redcar use for Eric Riss maybe won't be quite as effective as Richard Lawson. Who knows? But it's all to play for, and we need to do a fair bit better than we did in the two legs of the Cup to make progress in the playoffs, which we're definitely determined to do.
Yeah, it was disappointing on Sunday there to go out of the knockout cup as we lost. It was actually our biggest away loss of the season at Redcar on Sunday and last Friday night. So I get confused because it's normal Armadale on a Friday, but last week it was Redcar on a Friday. But I agree with you. We probably just weren't quite at our best on both matches. Redcar with the introduction of Kyle Newman at reserve of strengthened up big time, and yeah, we're thoroughly deserved winners of the cup semi-final. But we go back to Friday night. We start from 0-0 again, and our riders know that it's kind of now or never. We've got to perform this week, or it'll be the end of the season before we know it.
We'll be very determined that shouldn't happen. Racing Redcar twice running is a bit of an echo of last year when we raced Glasgow in both the playoff and knockout cup. And with Glasgow, we beat them in the cup and then we lost to them in the playoffs. So this year we're trying to reverse it against Redcar, and I'm sure the riders will be very, very determined. Yeah,
definitely. And as we said already, it's I think there was potential shown in both of the semi-finals to know we can do better. I mean, we lost at Redcar by 6 early in the season, and we know certainly we can go better at home. So it was Sam's first match back after injury, and he wasn't quite his best. And Louis Kerr was phenomenal that night as well, to be fair, in the later stages. So we'll know we need to be better. But it's that time of the season. Lassie showed some good form at Redcar on Sunday. We picked up a good win in E8, and Paco Castagna had his best match of the season in the home leg. So we just know we need to get all 7 riders going, and that's what we need on Friday to build up a big lead and hopefully give us something to defend this time when we go to Redcar.
That's been the hard bit for us, getting everybody going at the same time. Yes, Lassie was excellent at Redcar, having not had a good meeting at Armadale. Paco was breathtaking at Armadale and disappointing at Redcar. So, and Paco and Kai seem to do one good, one bad in every race. So, as you say, there's potential if they can all get going at the same time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, one guy that was going well was Josh Pickering, 13 points in both matches. He's also flying as a guest during the week as well. And Josh is certainly living up to expectations this season, Mike, and hopefully finishing the season on a high.
Tremendous, Josh. He was really good in these matches. Redcar's absolutely his cup of tea. And of course, he knows Armadale as well.
Yeah, and I took the opportunity to speak to Josh ahead of this week's match earlier on today. Let's hear from him.
Welcome to this week's preview show with Monarchs, Josh Pickering. Josh, how we doing?
Yeah, all good, thanks, mate. And yourself?
All good. Disappointing last weekend. Unfortunately, we just couldn't quite get over the line in the cup semi-final. But what better way to make up for that would be to take the same team in the playoffs this week.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we want to win them all, but we've got to assess the damage that's been done and move forward. A couple of our boys struggled to score a few points when they probably should have. When we had them in the cup first leg, Sam's first match back from injury. So we're not expecting, but we can expect to see more points from Sam because he's that good a rider around Armadale. And then the away match, it's one of them things, like part of being a speedway rider. When it rains, it pours, and there wouldn't be many matches. Well, there's probably only one other match that's happened this year, something like that, with Sam to have mechanical issues and hasn't been his normal scoring self. So purely without putting everything onto Sam, because at the end of the day, it's either me and Sam that really, if we have an off one, it can damage the outcome of the result for the team. So if me and him both go there and do our job like we're capable of and know we can, and then the boys chip in and pick up the extra points that they needed, then I think I wouldn't call it a walk in the park, but it's going to be definitely doable for us.
Yeah, definitely. Well, no, we're capable, and I guess the frustrating thing is we probably did show flashes. I mean, as you say, Sam's situation's a bit unique. That's really the only time it's kind of happened this season, and just bad timing. We had our worst defeat of the season in a semi-final, but yeah, I mean, we did show flashes. Jacob's picked up a couple of points. He's shown better at home, but I guess that was probably the main thing. We left ourselves too much an uphill challenge with only that 4-point win. So it's crucial that on Friday night we go and really put them to the sword and no mistakes.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. And no last places. We can't go having that. So as long as we can continue through, either we get a shared heat, and then even if we got heat advantages in heat 13 and 15, but we still won the match home and away, then that still makes us champions. So that's the mentality we're going there for. No last places, no silly points thrown away or whatever, because every point counts towards these playoffs. And I think the best thing is, it's not like we went there at the start of the season and you haven't been back since. Like, we're only there last week. We're going to be familiar with setups, what to do. I know for myself what I'm going there with, and we can just work it out from there. So hopefully all the boys are feeling the same and in the same boat, and realise exactly how much this meeting means to themselves. Definitely means a hell of a lot to me, and obviously to our fans. So I just want to make sure that that's the only sort of advice I'm going to be giving them, is that whatever meeting that they've felt important this year, and any race that they've felt like they've had to do something and prove something to themselves or the people watching us, then this weekend is exactly what it's for, and show of how good a rider we all are, and the reason why we're in the team in the first place. Yeah,
I mean, it is that stage of the season now where if things don't go to plan this weekend, that'll be our final Edinburgh matches of the season, potentially final matches at Armadale. So there is a huge amount riding on it. But I mean, yourself flying high at the moment, 13 points in both legs of the semi, and plenty of guest appearances and lots of points.
Yeah, in that side of things, mate, it's been pretty good. Obviously had a decent one last night. I've got a guest booking tomorrow night at Birmingham. Got Kings Lynn Thursday, Edinburgh Friday, Redcar Sunday, the Pairs on Monday. So things aren't flowing up for me just yet, but my main importance as well is just to make sure that we go good in these playoffs Friday and Sunday, to make sure we get another couple of matches in. And I honestly believe if we can beat Redcar, like, they're the informed team at the minute. Leicester's had a couple of injury issues. They also haven't been riding very much either. They had the match against Scunny, but before that they haven't really been all riding together. So I feel personally, and then obviously if you look at it on another perspective, is that when we went to Poole we lost by 8, but then when we had them at home we won by 10, so we won on aggregate against them. So I feel that if we can roll Redcar over this weekend, then we're in the position where we can win the league.
Yeah, definitely possible. I think you're spot on there, Josh. And obviously we've got this week it'll be Aaron Summers on Friday night. So potentially Aaron's still a cracking rider, especially in Armadale, but not quite as strong as Richard. So there are chances there, and as I say, try and get us through. It's all about getting through at the next round.
Yeah, definitely, and every race is important. And as I said, we can't go throwing anything away silly, and You have to go into every race wanting to win it, back your teammate up, and no last places. So I'm excited for the weekend. I genuinely think it's going to be good for us, and I think we're just all got to go there with the right mentality to get the job done.
Yeah. And any difference it being 5 o'clock on Sunday at Redcar rather than 7:30 on a Friday, from your perspective?
Makes me get home early, and I'll be able to get some
That's brilliant, Josh. No, thanks very much for. As I say, look forward to a huge match on Friday night. It'll be great as usual watching you, and we'll look forward to that.
No worries, mate. Thank you very much.
Josh there in buoyant mood, and he's hoping to be home early on Sunday evening. That's he said with the earlier start time. We'll get home early, and hopefully he's going back down the road with a big smile on his face after getting Edinburgh through to the semi-finals of the. We'll look over on the Redcar side, as you said earlier, the playoff rules mean you can't use a guest from another playoff team. So Richard Lawson is no longer available to Redcar, and they have had to pick a rider from one of the 4 teams that didn't make it to the playoff. On Friday night, they've chosen Aaron Summers as their guest, and he will race at number 1 for Redcar instead of Eric Riss. At this point on Tuesday evening, we still don't have confirmation of who will race on Sunday. But yeah, that's Aaron's a top rider around Armadale. Had some fantastic meets in the past, Mike, but potentially it opens up a small opportunity for us there.
You can never be absolutely sure. Aaron's capable of anything, really, isn't he? But we'll see how he goes. We watched him on Eurosport on Monday, didn't we, riding at Peterborough, and he was very good there. Peterborough's a slightly different kind of track, but you can't say Aaron doesn't know Armadale. He certainly does. So I doubt he'll be any better than Richard Lawson. I'll maybe say that, because Lawson was very good, and he has been both for and against us this season. So it could be an opportunity for us, but I'm not holding my breath on that one particularly.
The other potential team change at the moment is young Jason Edwards. Unfortunately, took a sore one at Mildenhall on Sunday, so he has to be out for Friday night. It would be rider replacement. I think he's the fourth in their averages now.
I think he might be fifth. They might be fifth, but they've got nothing to worry about in that respect, because they've got Casper Anderson and Kyle Newman at reserve. That's the strength of their team, really. They do have good heat leaders, but they're also very solid further down the team as well. I think the introduction of Newman has been very successful for them.
Yeah, definitely. It was a fantastic signing. Redcar, the momentum they're on just now, after they were 1 point away from being eliminated by Scunthorpe at home when they were 10 down with 3 races to go, but finished with 4-5-1s. They've then carried that momentum into Tuesday night, where they won at Plymouth last week, and then obviously on to Friday when they knocked us out the cup. So momentum's a big thing, and they're going good guns, and those changes have helped cement them, and they'll be really looking forward to the weekend and hoping to keep pushing on.
Well, I don't think any of the remaining teams will be particularly keen to face Redcar, even though it's a track that a lot of riders like going to. They're going to come up against a very strong home side, and that's what we've got to face on Sunday. Yeah,
I mean, one of the interesting things you touched on is perhaps in the 2 matches at Armadale this season, Casper Anderson is probably not been at his best, but Casper dropping down to reserve. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on against Jacob and James, rather than racing in the main body of the team, and to see if he can improve his performance at Armadale.
Yes, indeed. It was very good the first time it came to Armadale. It hasn't been so good in subsequent visits, but at reserve, he's definitely a danger man. And we need our 2 reserves to show just how much they've come on this season, particularly Jacob. I think obviously has had a season's experience now. And James hopefully will have his gating going, and we'll get something out of the reserve berth.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be true. Both matches in the semi-final was, we showed some potential, we showed some signs at times, and we will need generally all 7 riders be better and beating their opposite number, at least on a few occasions. It's a task that we're capable of doing, and getting a bigger win to take there. And because it wasn't just at the bottom end of the team at Armadale in the last leg. Louis Kerr suddenly found some fantastic form. He's been on brilliant form for Redcar recently, and he's 13 and 15 at Armadale. He stopped us really pushing on and getting a decent lead.
I thought he might have been the only visiting rider to win 13 and 15, but I checked back and Chris Harris did it as well. But still, to win both these races when we've got Sam and Josh available, that's some going.
Yeah, he's certainly on great form just now. And Mike spoke to Louis on Sunday about that match as he looks forward to the playoffs for Redcar.
Congratulations on your performance yesterday, and does that make you fairly confident that you can do it again this week?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to think so. We had a good couple of legs, so we just treat it as a new day. I think it's another week closer that Sam's probably going to be a bit fitter as well, so we need to bear that in mind. So we'll just treat it as we start again. Yeah,
indeed. Okay, well, Redcar do seem to be coming good at the right time at the end of the season. Good performance yesterday, and a strong-looking side, really pretty solid all the way through.
Yeah, I think we're hitting the form at the right time. Personally, as well, the sort of last 5 or 6 weeks, I'm probably in the best form I've ever been in, to be honest. And Casper dropping to reserve. We've got a couple of good reserves. It depending on Eric Riss's situation, I'm not sure, or guess. But it's looking good.
Yeah, and you've done a good job bringing Kyle Newman back, because he's done really well.
He has, yeah. No, that's what we needed. I think we need that sort of person at reserve to be able to score some decent points. So, and alongside Casper now, I think we should be good.
Yeah, and your form, I was having a look at your scores, and you certainly have been going really well recently, but pretty good all season, really.
Yeah, I think for Redcar, it's been good all season. Struggled for Kings Lynn, wasn't particularly happy, and I think it affected my riding. And since moving to Sheffield, it's a fresh start, which is what I needed. And like I said, Redcar form's improved as well. So yeah, I'm in a happy place for sure.
Yeah, good. And obviously you've had a fairly injury-free season, whereas some of your past seasons you've had some injuries, and that's obviously got to help.
Yeah, massively. I think it's nice, touch wood, and we can finish the season injury-free. And it's last year with collarbone, so hopefully this year injury-free, carry on my form, and end good. Yeah.
It always seems to an outsider that Redcar is quite a happy sort of place and a good club to ride for. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, I think it's got to be the best club I've rode for in that league. I think they really look after the riders, and the fans are great. We have massive travelling support. Fantastic, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, and a nice track to race.
Yeah, personally think it's the best in the country.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's the trouble. I think it's such a fun track to ride, and good shape, banking, material, everything about it you can't really not like. So as a home rider, it's quite difficult sometimes. But it's definitely probably my favourite track.
Good stuff, and your actual record at Armadale is pretty good as well, though, and that's a different kind of track.
I like Armadale. To go good there. Like I said, it's a completely different track. Yeah, I enjoy the material. It puts proper shade, isn't it? A bit like Redcar. It's good stuff. So yeah. Other than the trip, I really enjoy coming up.
Yeah, I think I had thought that you were maybe the only guy only visiting rider who'd won 13 and 15 at Armadale, but I looked back and Chris Harris actually did it as well. But that's a fair achievement against our top two. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I had some clutch issues early on in that meeting, and we managed to fix those. And like I said, end on 13 and 15, and it's a good trip home from then.
Excellent, Lewis. Thank you very much.
No
indeed.
problem.
I look forward to watching your race again next Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So thanks very
Appreciate
much for
it.
your help.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So it will be a massive challenge for the Monarchs on Friday night, and of course, you should be there. We're going to say you can be there. You should be there Friday night, and what potentially could be the last Monarchs match at Armadale or the season if we fail to get through. So a huge incentive to get a massive crowd there cheering the boys into the semi-final, and for gold members this week it's in the playoffs. It isn't part of your gold package, so you'll need to get online and buy your tickets. You should, by the time you're watching this video, I have had an email from the club telling you what your discounted ticket will be. But for everyone, get yourself to www.edinburghmonarchs.co.uk to buy your tickets for this massive match on Friday night, Mike.
Oh yeah, it was a very good atmosphere actually in the cup tie as well. There was a big crowd there, and that always helps. It didn't quite inspire us to a big victory, but hopefully that can be done this Friday.
Yes, and this week, being the playoffs, it will be the British Speedway Network that are streaming the match. So look at their website for information on streaming. And but yeah, no, it's all about the Monarchs on Friday and getting through to that playoff semi-final, looking to face either Leicester or Poole, who are waiting on the winners of the two semi-finals. We might have to wait a bit longer with the Plymouth Poole match being postponed to next week, but yeah, it's an exciting time of year, the playoffs, Mike, with some potential mouth-watering clashes if we can get through this week.
It'll be something to look forward to, definitely.
And of course, we've had some fantastic racing this season, and as per usual, there's lots of choice to look at. We're supposed to look back at matches from earlier in this season, and here's some fantastic action from Edinburgh versus Redcar.
Sargent away that time. Jacob Hook, where's he going on? No. Oh, goodness me. Chris looking in tremendous form out in front. We used to do this every week around here. Just blast off into the distance. Excellent second turn by Thompson, and here's Paco having a go. And he's got into second. The Monarchs fighting back. Once again, Pickering takes up the chase. Screaming into the pits corner. Chris has got his eye on him. Here goes Pickering for a huge blast round the outside as Riss switches to the inside, and Riss takes the win. Thompson and Hook finish the job, and the Monarchs incredibly take the lead.
What goes through your head? You come out second bend, you see Kai in front of you in second place. What goes through your head?
Keep it there, 5-1.
The standards away well. Thompson's there as well. Thompson and Kerr battling for that second spot. Kerr moving out. Thompson though really quick. And he's got into second. Here goes Masters. Big blast round the outside. He's not far away. But he's looking for the inside run and it's not there. Eric had it covered.
So far, Eric putting an absolute gating conic on tonight,
Yes,
Mike.
he certainly is.
Never been headed into the first
Yeah.
bend.
Where's he going to go? Right to the outside. Picked off Jake Allen, I think. But he's going to keep hanging it out on the outside. Anything could happen. Pickering is going so quick. So difficult out there though. Right on Kerr's tail. Here he comes again. My goodness, he's done it. Fantastic riding by Josh Pickering. Is he going to hold it round the final turn? He has done. What a magnificent ride by Pickering. The Monarchs pair have gated. Castagna goes ahead and Jacob Hook's there as well. Castagna takes the win and Jacob Hook gets his second paid win of the night, and the Monarchs have won the match, which I must say I didn't expect at an earlier stage, but they've shown tremendous courage tonight, and Paco Castagna has been right in there. And Sam Masters makes the jump, but Lewis Kerr's coming hard down the outside, and he's actually gone ahead. Terrific effort by Lewis there. Masters pressing back hard. So the Bears need Eric Riss to get into second to get their point, and that doesn't look likely at the moment. A Redcar 4-2 with a win for Lewis Kerr, but the gap is 7, and that doesn't get you a point, unfortunately, for Redcar.
Sam Masters back is a big boost on and off the track for the Monarchs, but
Masters and right away well. Masters sails round the first corner. Oh, Fredrickson clipped the back wheel, I think, of Charles Wright and dropped to the back, over slid. Jacob getting a bit of a fankle on the last corner, but he still gets the paid win, and that's a good one, and James Sargent was terrific there. And Paco squeezes out Anderson up front. Paco's got his dad here tonight, so he wants to perform well. Kai's come off at the back. And again, Paco's away well, and down come Lawson and Thompson. Lawson's away better this time. There we go. Paco having a real go up the inside. He's the unlucky man here. Josh Jenkins has made the start. Josh Pickering goes way out. And tearing round that bottom bend, tearing round. And he's gone ahead. Paco finishes the job, terrific victory, and the Monarchs add a little bit to their lead. Masters cuts back down to the inside. Don't think he expected that one. Lasse Fredrickson's come past Lewis Kerr, but Kerr forces his way back into third again. Pickering's made the start, but Lawson might get up the inside of him. He has a very clever effort. Jenkins, though, got stuck at the gate. Pickering, an incredible burst round the outside there. And it's Edwards. Oh, down comes Lassie. Oh, and goodness me. Down comes also Jordan Jenkins. Dear, oh dear. Edwards again. Oh my goodness, Jacob Hook spun round there and Jenkins came down, so that will have to be Jacob, I think. Jenkins away again. Not Jenkins, Edwards rather. Fredrickson trying to come through the middle, but he's got squeezed out.
and it's a big heat advantage for Redcar and brings him right back in.
A big 5-1 to the home pair, and Louis Kerr well at the back, so he's not having as happy a time as he did last Friday. Very tight to the corner, and it's Lawson who goes ahead. Sargent's off already. Here he comes again. Very close as they get to the third corner. Lawson still holding it. And Lawson it is. An advantage to the Bears. Lap and a half to go. Pickering chasing fiercely. Surely too much. Here goes Pickering right round the outside.
Josh's winning time 58.3 seconds.
Final lap. Thompson on Newman's tail. Big drive down the straight. And that one was close. Masters and Pickering, but Kerr out to the blue. Goes flying to the front. And Charles Wright's got into third. Masters has come back. Masters third now. Pickering putting all the pressure in the world on Lewis Kerr. Thunderous there, absolutely thunderous, but he just can't get through. Another very wide corner, and Kerr's done it. What a great ride by Kerr, and what a great effort by Josh Pickering. Terrific battle for third as well, and it's Jenkins who's getting the better of it at the moment. Here comes Paco on a fantastically wide line. Newman and Castagna, what a battle. Castagna's through. What a ride by Paco. Sargent's going now for that big wide line. Into the last lap. Still fighting fiercely. Newman almost got back on Castagna there. Castagna's made rather a mess of that last corner, has he? No, he wins it. What a race that was. Visitors are away. Lawson and Kerr much quicker off the start there. Kerr's going for that outside line. Where's Pickering going this time? Very wide. Masters trying to slip up the inside. Pickering thundering round the outside. This time Lawson closes down on the Masters, on the Masters line. I think Josh might have got into second. He has now. But Kerr, having started with two bad rides, has really come good. Won heat 13 and he's going to win heat 15. Just keeping an eye on the battle at the back to see if Sam Masters can pick anything up, but I don't think he will. So Bears finish with an advantage, and they finish 4 points down, which they will, I think, be pretty happy with.
Yeah, some phenomenal action there from Armadale Stadium, and that's what you see on a Friday night Speedway night, as Graham and I like to say on the previous show. So you're sitting watching this, get yourself onto that Monarchs website, get your ticket for Friday night, or get yourself along on Friday. This pay at the gate options will be available for the climax of the season as the Monarchs take on the Redcar Bears in that playoff quarter final. We then go to Redcar on Sunday to decide whether or not it'll be the last Monarchs match of the season, although we will have more action with the Devils and the potential farewell meeting to Armadale. But fingers crossed, we've got 3 more matches to look forward to, and we start that on Friday night against the Redcar Bears, and we'll hopefully see you there.